The mainland Chinese entertainment industry is currently gripped by an unprecedented wave of fear. What began as skepticism surrounding Chen Duling with accusations that she was being replaced by a body double has now cast a dark shadow over Dilraba Dilmurat. Known for her sharp, high-definition, and chiseled features, Dilraba's recent public appearance left fans unsettled. She appeared swollen and stiff, with movements that seemed eerily out of sync, fueling theories that the person standing before the cameras was not actually her. At the same time, explosive new details have surfaced regarding the alleged inhumane treatment Yu Menglong endured during his life. The use of electronic torture devices is no longer dismissed as a mere urban legend. Since 2024, whistleblowers have been systematically exposing the grim reality behind the scenes. From the body double panic surrounding Dilraba and leaked CCTV footage involving Yu Menglong, to rumors that De-rong has been admitted to the ICU, the atmosphere is heavy. In a spontaneous act of grief and protest, fans in mainland China have even established their first Wailing wall. Today, we're piecing together these latest developments to uncover the true scale of the web that is reportedly claiming the lives and careers of China's biggest stars. Hey guys, Sean here. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all hanging in there. I hope you're not tired of this yet, because we're diving back into the Yu Menglong case. Some new developments have just come to light, ranging from the lingering mysteries surrounding his death to the rumors now swirling around Dilraba Dilmurat. There are still so many unanswered questions, and today we're going to try to piece it all together. Because you never know how deep this hole goes.
睽睽之下，于朦胧不擦，换了位置，全网炸锅了。
Let's kick things off with Dilraba Dilmurat. She's been at the center of a massive firestorm lately, and what's unfolding has left the public absolutely stunned. Just yesterday, we talked about how American social media influencer Candy Star dropped a bombshell warning that actress Chen Duling would be the next sacrifice. Even her live stream from last month raised some serious red flags. Many are convinced it was actually a body double, while Chen Duling herself has seemingly vanished from the public eye. In an attempt to shut down the rumors, Chen Duling in her studio posted a series of photos along with her upcoming schedule to prove everything was fine. But here's the kicker. Netizens noticed that the schedule was quietly deleted shortly after. That move only made the whole situation feel even more ominous, sending her fan base into a total state of panic. And now, that same sense of panic has started to crawl its way toward Dilraba Dilmurat. I mean, who doesn't know Dilraba Dilmurat? In the C-Ent world, she's widely considered the gold standard of beauty. Her face is legendary for those sharp, exquisite, and perfectly chiseled features. But recently, while promoting her new drama, Shao Qi Qing Rong, fans and the general public were left absolutely floored. Just take a look at these comparison photos. Before, Dilraba had this incredibly sharp, defined jawline, and her eyes were always so full of life and charisma. But in these latest clips, her cheeks look mysteriously swollen, and her skin has this weird, high-gloss sheen to it, almost like a plastic texture. Even her chin looks rounded off. The immediate reaction from netizens was, just one look at her feels so off, it's like she's wearing a mask. But here's where things get even creepier. A video recently surfaced showing her dancing in an all-black outfit, and it has sent the internet into overdrive. Netizens have pinpointed 4 major red flags that suggest something is seriously wrong. First, her face looks unnaturally full, almost like an overinflated doll. Even the shape of her nostrils looks different than before. Then there's her chin. The length has noticeably changed. But the biggest giveaway is how out of sync her body movements are. We all know Reba comes from a professional dance background. Her posture and fluid movement have always been her trademarks. Yet, the person in this video is dancing with this jarring stiffness that just isn't her. Some people are even pointing out that the lower half of her face looks more like Yang Mi than Reba. Now, fans are trying to shut this down, explaining that it's just bad lighting, or that she's just recovering from a brutal flu that sidelined her for over 40 days. But despite those explanations, the public skepticism is only growing. So, why are we all being so sensitive about this? It's because we've lost that fundamental sense of trust, not just in the industry, but in society itself. When you think about it, with the technology we have today and the power to cover things up, the idea of someone being controlled or even completely replaced while they're still alive, it doesn't feel like a conspiracy theory anymore. It feels like a terrifying possibility. There are even rumors swirling online that Dilraba is under some kind of intense pressure or duress. Now, while none of this has been proven yet, this phenomenon of everyone hunting for a body double speaks volumes. It shows just how deep the fear and paranoia have settled into the public's mind. So, what do you guys think? Is the Dilraba we've been seeing lately actually her? Or are we really witnessing some massive, coordinated replacement just like the netizens are claiming? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
睽睽之下，于朦胧不擦，换了位置，全网炸锅了。
If the rumors about Dilraba are still just speculation, then these new findings about Yu Menglong are genuinely going to break your heart. Lately, netizens who are still fighting to uncover the truth have been zeroing in on Yu Menglong's feat during his final years. Everyone has noticed one incredibly bizarre detail. He constantly wore oversized baggy pants and shoes that were unnaturally large. Take a look at these screenshots. These are clips of him at events or just out and about around 2021. You can clearly see a massive gap at the heel of his shoes, and when he walks, his ankles look strangely empty inside them. Back then, fans just brushed it off as a fashion choice. But recently, as more and more disturbing details have come to light, then a chilling phrase began to surface: electronic ankle monitors. Just as people were torn between belief and skepticism, sharp-eyed netizens spotted something that changed everything. Back in April 2024, someone already started leaking the details on the internet. Back then, in a discussion thread about electronic ankle monitors, someone left a cryptic message saying that Xu Xian was now wearing one too, adding the chilling line, "If you know, you know." People immediately started pressing for answers, asking who Xu Xian was, but the whistleblower never replied. Since then, that account has been completely wiped from the internet. What does this tell us? It tells us that this person was either an industry insider or someone with access to highly classified information. It's been an open secret for a while now that he's being controlled. In fact, a netizen from mainland China went as far as calling the relevant authorities to dig for details on those electronic ankle monitors. The answer they got? It's a location tracking device, plain and simple. To ensure the ankle monitor would function properly, he actually had to wear oversized shoes just to make room for it. There are even stealth versions of these ankle monitors designed to be hidden inside socks or shoes. If you look at the tracking devices sold on major online retailers, they look identical to the silhouette poking out from under Yu Menglong's pants. Even in his 2021 promotional video for leather shoes, you can even see visible strap marks around his ankles. It's honestly chilling. That's when it clicked for everyone. It finally makes sense why his shoes were always so oversized. It was all just a cover-up for this device. This is exactly why he couldn't run. I mean, with one of these strapped to you, where is there left to run? These devices are typically reserved for monitoring criminals, psychiatric patients, or inmates out on medical parole. Authorities have stated that this equipment is strictly regulated and can only be authorized by judicial agencies. So, that begs the question, what crime did Yu Menglong supposedly commit? Who holds enough power to slap a judicial-grade tracking device on a public figure, forcing him to live like a slave, all while maintaining a hollow, forced smile for the cameras? This goes beyond control. It's dehumanizing. They're treating him like an object, not a person. It's absolutely heartless.
睽睽之下，于朦胧不擦，换了位置，全网炸锅了。
What happened to Yu Menglong is truly heartbreaking. And within this whole ordeal, there's one more person we are deeply concerned about. His mentor, the veteran Taiwanese manager Sun De-rong. As one of the few people brave enough to publicly stand by Yu Menglong, even personally funding his memorial service, Sun has always been a thorn in the side of those dark forces. 2 days ago, the internet was set ablaze with reports that Sun De-rong had been coughing up blood and was rushed to the ICU. Word is, he's in critical condition and is reportedly holding on to secret evidence left behind by Yu Menglong himself. This news sent shockwaves everywhere. Now everyone is terrified that someone might be trying to silence him for good. Fortunately, Sun De-rong was quick to post a video shutting down the rumors. In the clip, he assured everyone that he's doing fine at home, no coughing up blood, and definitely no ICU. He clarified that while it's true he had a fall recently, it was just an accident. He's since renovated his place with padded, impact-resistant flooring, so he's asking everyone not to worry. Even though he's okay, the way this wave of rumors surfaced feels incredibly off. Sun De-rong himself made a point to emphasize, Yu Menglong never handed any evidence over to me. On the surface, it sounds like a simple denial, but if you read between the lines, couldn't this be a strategic message to potential threats just to keep himself safe? After all, he's already gone on the record stating that he would never commit suicide. Think about that for a second. A seasoned veteran of the Taiwanese entertainment industry, someone with that much influence is forced to issue a no suicide pledge and becomes the target of death hoaxes, all because he dared to speak up for his protege. Just for standing by his son and demanding the truth, he now lives in a world where his life is constantly under threat. Who would honestly believe there isn't an organized smear campaign or a coordinated internet water army behind all of this? This actually proves that the other side is panicking. They are terrified of the truth finally coming to light. Even when dark clouds hang over the city, the light of humanity can never be extinguished. In Yuexi County, Anqing, there is a wall that has become a wailing wall in the hearts of the Chinese people. Back in July, just 2 months before Yu Menglong passed away, he went there to film a segment helping local farmers harvest water bamboo. By then, he had become painfully thin, literally just skin and bones, yet he still worked with meticulous care. There's a moment of him running along the ridges of the rice fields, beaming with the pure, wide smile of a child. It would be his final public appearance. The local government had originally put up a display board there to promote the bountiful harvest, but after Yu Menglong passed away, fans and netizens began showing up on their own. Bit by bit, they transformed that wall, once covered in cold, formal slogans, into a memorial overflowing with love. Today, that wall features a painting of Yu Menglong with his 2 dogs, alongside the words, "Born as a human, live toward the sun." People from all over the country, especially women moved by his story, pooled their money to buy that wall specifically to honor his memory. They light fireworks, offer flowers, and pour their hearts out in front of it. This is the will of the people. The authorities wanted him to vanish in silence. They wanted to write this off as just another accident. But the people refused to accept that. As simple as this wall is, it stands far more majestic than any official monument ever could. And yet, I can't help but feel a deep sense of dread. Because in a place like that, even paying your respects can be seen as an act of defiance. After covering all these new developments, we ultimately have to circle back to the heart of the matter. Yu Menglong died under mysterious circumstances after falling from a building in September. The speed with which the police closed the case was staggering. They quickly ruled it an accidental fall due to intoxication and dismissed any possibility of foul play. In an effort to suppress public outcry, authorities even arrested 3 netizens for allegedly spreading hoaxes. But if it's that simple, Why have 710,000 people signed a petition demanding a formal reopening of the case? Why, to this day, does no one actually believe this was just an accident? The reason is simple. There are just too many holes in the story. Why would someone known for his gentle soul, someone who carried himself with such grace and dignity in everything he did, suddenly just accidentally fall from a building? Why is every discussion about his cause of death being systematically scrubbed from the internet? And now, with this evidence of an electronic shackle, what's left of his life as a free man? This paints a clear picture of a victim who was kept under lock and key, controlled for a long period, and subjected to extreme abuse. Remember 2015? That was the year Yu Menglong held his very first concert. Despite being in the middle of all that showbiz glitz and glamour, he still had this air of purity about him. He went out of his way to shake hands with his fans, looking them straight in the eye with such sincerity. He was so gentle and soft-spoken. His fans always said he had a certain spark, a genuine light in his eyes. Yet, a man that kind may have spent his final moments on this earth consumed by fear, pain, and a sense of being trapped. As some netizens put it, if a good person is being tortured, wouldn't they try to run? If they don't, the only reason is that they simply can't. Because when you're forced to wear an electronic shackle, where is there left to run? It's been nearly 3 months since the Yu Menglong case first broke. The authorities are counting on time to wash everything away they want us to forget, so they can go back to their lives of luxury and hollow celebrations. But we cannot forget. If a star as big as Yu Menglong can be shackled, controlled, and die under such murky circumstances in broad daylight, then what hope is there for the rest of us? If we stay silent about what happened to Yu Menglong today, then tomorrow, when this same dark fate falls upon Dilraba, Chen Duling, or even ourselves, who will be left to speak up for us? That wall in Anhui was built brick by the people. In the same way, we must piece the truth back together, bit by bit. Please, share this video. Don't let this fire die out. The monsters hiding in the shadows fear nothing more than the light of day. As long as we keep our eyes on them, they won't dare to act with such impunity. Lastly, I have one message for Yu Menglong. Even in a world this dark, the hearts of those who love you remain bright. We will keep waiting for you, waiting until the full truth finally comes to light. But this isn't just about one person. If a star as prominent as Yu Menglong can be controlled, monitored, and manipulated, then who can we really trust anymore? Don't let this story just fade away. Keep watching, keep remembering, and keep spreading the truth. Thank you for watching until the very end. Please forgive any mistakes in this video, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this. If you're still watching this, maybe you're looking for the same thing I am.